In a storm like this, even the strongest heart can feel small. June searched for shelter, but found something else instead. And just like that, the storm brought two paths together. And in the middle of the storm, a fragile shelter was born. Around them, Lagos roared. Yet beneath one umbrella, time moved slower, softer, as though the rain had chosen them. The storm pressed against them, yet instead of pushing apart, it pulled them closer. Beneath the market's fragile shelter, the storm still sang, but somehow its song no longer felt cold. They stopped, just for a moment, not because the storm demanded it, but because silence has a way of asking for its own shelter. And under that canopy, the night felt smaller, closer, almost like it belonged only to them. Not every storm is made of rain. Some are made of moments, small, fragile moments where two strangers nearly collide. In that pause, June's heart searched for his, and the space between them became louder than words. In Lagos, moments never belong to you for long. The city intrudes, loud and unashamed, reminding them that storms don't wait for love to bloom. Their silence broke, but not the feeling that lingered beneath it. Sometimes the city gives you no choice but to move. So they did, stepping from shelter into the unknown, not knowing if the ride ahead would carry them closer together or leave them at two different ends of Lagos. Inside the taxi, the city faded to a watercolor, neon bleeding into rain, Lagos rushing past unseen. In the hush of that small space, their silence spoke again. Not the silence of strangers, but the silence of two stories waiting to cross. Every journey ends somewhere. For June, it was here, her stop, her street, her world. But part of her wondered if stepping out meant stepping away from the storm, from the silence, from him. And so, the night asked its question. Would they part as strangers who shared an umbrella, or as something more? June stood in the rain, torn between stepping forward into her world, or back into his. The journey ends where the heart can no longer wait. She leaves with rain as her witness, carrying a storm heavier than the one above. He leaves, without a word. And so, the night delivers her home, but not whole. Walls may keep out the rain, yet they cannot quiet what the heart carries in. She leans against the door, silent, not from the storm outside, but from the storm he left inside her. Love begins in moments like this, where absence weighs heavier than presence. The night brings him home too, but not in peace. He carries her absence like a shadow, a weight pressing deeper than the storm outside. The city may sleep, but his heart does not. For sometimes, what lingers longest is not what was said, but what never found a voice. Two souls, miles apart, drowning in silence. Sometimes love is not lost in the leaving, but in the words never spoken. In two rooms, miles apart, silence becomes their companion. She hides her ache in stillness. He buries his longing in thought. The rain is their only bridge, whispering the words they could not. Some nights do not end when the clock says so. They linger, carried by hearts that beat in unison, though apart. And as the rain falls without mercy, a question lingers between them. Will the silence of this night fade away with the storm, or will it follow them into tomorrow? To know how their story unfolds, stay with us. Like and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. The morning after awaits.